Edupac has added a new addition to the current Edupac Enterprise Edition School Administration Management System.
The new edition is an integrated learner management system, also known as a LMS system, based on the Moodle platform.
This platform works across multiple devices including smartphones, tablets, laptops, and personal computers. The learning management system, offered by Edupac, is integrated with the Edupac Enterprise School Administration System.
The following information is shared between the two systems: usernames, passwords, learner and educator information, curriculum setups, assignment marks and quiz marks.
For the purpose of this presentation, mathematics for grade 8 will be used as an example, to demonstrate the integration between the Edupac Enterprise Edition and the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.
Select Grade 8 Maths. The assessments that have been created are now displayed.
As can be seen, the following setup information is displayed: terms, assessments, weightings, max mark, etc.
The user now has the option to determine what the assessment method is going to be.
By scrolling to the right, the user can access the assessment method.
There are two possible options available: assignment or quiz.
The option that is selected will be used to create the assessment type on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.
The difference between the two options are:
assignment. The learner will be submitting an assignment on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System by uploading, for example, a PDF document. The educator will be responsible for the grading of the assignment by physically grading it.
Quiz. The user has the option to create quizzes on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System. Learners will then access the quizzes online. As soon as a quiz is completed, and a final submission is done, the system will automatically grade the learner.
Once the setups have been completed, the curriculum setup information is transferred to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System by selecting the Services menu option.
Select the LMS, Export and Update option.
There are two options available. The first option is to export admin and curriculum data.
The second option is to update the marks only.
The Export Admin and Curriculum Data option will transfer the following information to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System: subjects, assessments, educators that are linked to subjects, and students that are linked to subjects. The Update Marks option will only update marks information, for example, a max mark that have changed, etc. Up until now, the presentation has focused on the Edupac Enterprise Edition and the setup options that are available in the system. The focus of the presentation will now shift to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, ELMS. A unique URL is created for each institution.
Every institution will have its own Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.
The institutions will thus be able to customize the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System according to their needs.
The institution that is used for the demonstration is Windmill Park Primary School.
When referring back to the Edupac Enterprise Edition, it can be seen that the institution name is the same.
For the purpose of this demonstration, we will log in on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System as the administrator.
If the Site Home menu option is selected, all subjects that have been transferred from the Edupac Enterprise Edition will be displayed as available courses.
Should subjects have been linked to educators on the Edupac Enterprise Edition, the courses on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System will automatically be linked to the same educators.
For the purpose of this demonstration, we will still be focusing on mathematics for grade 8.
When the course is selected, the terms that were set up on the Edupac Enterprise Edition will be displayed.
For Term 1, Two assessments were created, Assignment 1 and a Control Test 2.
When switching back to the Edupac Enterprise Edition, it can be seen that for Term 1, 2 assessments were created, Assignment 1 and a Control Test 2.
When switching back to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, it can be seen that these assessments are replicated 100%.
As mentioned previously, when viewing the assessments in Edupac Enterprise Edition, the user has the option to classify an assessment as being an assignment or a quiz.
Should the assessment have been set up as being an assignment, it will be indicated on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, by a page being held in a hand.
Should the assessment have been set up as a quiz, it will be indicated by a tick mark.
For this part of the demonstration, we will be focusing on Term 2. The following assessments were set up on the Edupac Enterprise Edition for Term 2. Investigation 3. Control Test 4. And My Exam 5.
When looking at the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, the 3 assessments for Term 2 have been replicated.
The assessments are Investigation 3, Control Test 4, and My Exam 5. To give an indication of how the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System will be used, content was added.
The first content that was added in what is called a Moodle page.
The content that was added is called whole numbers. This is an example of how content can be embedded in the system, in a Moodle page, for use by the students.
The institution can also upload any PDF documents, which for example, could be a lesson plan etc., for the students.
This is an example of an embedded PDF file. The third example is the use of videos.
This can be a physical video that the educator has created, or a video that has additional content, which is related to the current subject.
In this lesson, we're going to be learning about the different classification of numbers, which include natural numbers, whole numbers.
In addition to embedding documents or videos related to the assessments or assignments that have been created, the educator can, for example, include the workbook for the whole of the year for grade 8. Note that all content can be downloaded to a local device, which can be a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, or a personal computer. This is very helpful for the case where a student, for example, only has internet connectivity when he or she is at school. This might only be once a week.
In this case, the content can be downloaded to the local device, and the student can have offline access to all content.
This also includes the quizzes and assignments. These can be completed offline. As soon as the student enters an area where the local device has internet connectivity, the assessments and assignments can be uploaded. To further illustrate the integration between the Edupac Enterprise Edition and the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, select the Site Home menu option.
When looking at the courses or subjects, it can be seen that the educator that was linked to Mathematics Grade 8, on the Edupac Enterprise Edition, is also linked to Mathematics for Grade 8, on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.
Select the Site Home menu option, and then select the Participants menu option.
When this is done, a list of all students that were linked to Mathematics Grade 8, on the Edupac Enterprise Edition, will now be displayed, on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System. The next part of the presentation will focus on the student.
As part of the integration between the Edupac Enterprise Edition and the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, the student admission number is used to create the username for the students on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.
The username from Wangaza will thus be 11-069. A default password is assigned to the student.
When the student logs onto the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, the password should be changed.
The student that will be used for this part of the demonstration will be Mwangaza.
Mwangaza will log on to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, making use of the admission number as the username, and the default password as the password.
When the student has logged on, it can be seen that it is Mwangaza that is logged on.
All the subjects that were allocated to Mwangaza, in the Edupac Enterprise Edition, will be displayed.
Mathematics will be used to demonstrate the information that is available to the student, as well as the use of assignments and quizzes.
When the student selects mathematics, all assignments and quizzes that were allocated to the student on the Edupac Enterprise Edition will be displayed.
All the training material that was allocated to mathematics, including PDF documents, videos etc., are available.
This part of the presentation will focus on the submission of assignments by the students. An investigation assignment was assigned to all students that have mathematics as a subject.
The steps students should follow are: download the PDF document, complete the assignment, upload the assignment for grading.
The student selects the assignment. When this is done, the student will be able to download the assignment.
To download the assignment, the student selects the PDF file. As soon as this is done, the file is downloaded.
The student can now open the document and complete the assignment.
The following information with regard to the assignment is available: submission status, grading status, due date,
the last date that the student uploaded a new version of the assignment, and submission comments. The student can add comments when uploading the assignment.
When the assignment has been completed, the completed document must be uploaded.
The assignment is uploaded by selecting the Add Submission button.
When this is done, the file upload page will be displayed.
Files can be uploaded by dragging and dropping the file on the drag and drop area, or making use of the file picker.
For this demonstration, the file picker option was used.
Select the Upload File option.
Browse to the location where the file was saved.
Select the file to be uploaded.
The file name of the file that is to be uploaded is displayed.
The file is now uploaded by selecting the Upload option.
Should the file upload be successful, the file will be displayed.
As a new file was uploaded, the updated information must be saved by selecting the Save Changes option.
The last modified field is updated with the time and date that the new file was uploaded.
As can be seen, the system gives an indication that the student can still make changes to the submission.
The student has the option to edit the submission, or to remove the submission that was uploaded.
Should the student feel comfortable with the submission is submitted for grading by selecting the Submit Assignment option.
The system will prompt the student to confirm the submission.
The system also gives an indication that once the submission is completed, the student will not be able to make any changes.
The final submission is completed by selecting the Continue option.
Once this has been completed, the submission status will be updated to Submitted for grading. This part of the presentation will focus on the online quiz capability of the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System. As mentioned previously, the difference between a quiz and an assignment is that assignments need to be graded by the educator, while the online quiz is automatically graded by the system.
As mentioned before, the setup for an assessment, to be a quiz or an assignment, is done on the Edupac Enterprise Edition. The quiz is marked with a red tick mark. It can be seen that Control Test 4 was set up as a quiz.
The system gives an indication that the student did not complete the control test on the previous attempt. The student can now continue with the control test, by selecting to continue with the last attempt.
For this example, only 3 questions were created in the question bank, and were then linked to Control Test 4.
For the first attempt, random answers will be entered.
Once all questions have been answered, the student selects the Finish Attempt option.
The student can now either return to the attempt to change answers, or the current answers can be submitted as final answers.
For this exercise, the answers will be submitted as final answers.
The system will request a confirmation from the student for the final submission.
The following message is displayed. Once you submit, you will no longer be able to change your answers for this attempt.
The student selects the Submit All and Finish option.
As soon as the quiz is submitted, the system will grade the student. For this example, it can be seen that the student only answered 1 question correctly.
The grading for the quiz is also displayed.
The student can review the quiz, and the correct answers are displayed.
Once the student has reviewed the quiz, the Finished Review option is selected.
When the educator creates the quiz, the educator has the option to allow a student to only once complete the quiz, or allow the student to reattempt the quiz multiple times.
For this example, the educator allowed students to be able to reattempt the quiz.
Each time the student reattempts the quiz, the order of the answers will be shuffled.
This implies that 2 students sitting next to each other will have answers in a different order.
For demonstration purposes, the student will now reattempt the quiz, and answer the questions correctly.
Once all questions have been answered, the student selects the Finish Attempt option, and then do a final submission, for the system to complete the grading of the quiz.
As can be seen, all the questions were answered correctly, and the student got 100% for the quiz.
The Finish Review option is now selected.
The student can now see a summary of the quiz attempts that were done. The student got 16.67 for the first attempt, and 50 for the second attempt.
The system also gives an indication of the highest grade that was achieved for all attempts. This part of the presentation will focus on the educator.
The educators can use the same logon credentials, which they use for the Edupac Enterprise Edition, to log on to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.
To illustrate this, we will make use of the educator with username training5.
To see which educator is linked to the username training5, we will refer to the Edupac Enterprise Edition.
Select the Management menu option, and then select Security.
To view the user information, select the Manage User option.
When this is done, all users that have been registered on Windmill Park Primary School will be displayed.
If we expand the training5 user, it can be seen that the username is linked to Mr. Visser.
For the purpose of this demonstration, Mr. Visser will now log on to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, making use of the same logon credentials that is used to log on to the Edupac Enterprise Edition.
It can be seen, the educator that is logged in is Mr. Visser.
All the subjects that have been allocated to Mr. Visser on the Edupac Enterprise Edition are displayed. The educator is responsible for the adding of content, as well as the grading of assignments.
For this exercise we will once again use mathematics for grade 8.
As can be seen, all the content that was available to the students is available on the educator.
When the educator wants to add additional content, it is done by turning Edit on.
When this is done, the teacher can add additional activities and resources. For the example that was used with the students, Investigation 3 was an assignment, which was submitted by the students for grading.
The educator can now view all students that have made submissions, by selecting Investigation 3.
Select the View Submissions option.
The educator can now see which students have submitted assignments for grading.
The educator will now grade the submission which was done by Mwangaza.
The educator selects the grade option.
When this is done, the file that was submitted for grading will be opened.
It can be seen that the file was edited, and the answers were typed in.
The educator can now grade the assignment online.
The educator can add comments for the student.
The grade for the assignment is entered.
The grading is saved by selecting the Save Changes option.
The system will give an indication that the grading changes have been saved. If the educator now opens the grade book, the educator can see which assignments have been graded.
It can be seen that the assignment from Mwangaza was graded, and the grade that was given was 45.
The mark for the quiz that was graded by the system is also displayed. Mwangaza will now log on to the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System. After the educator has completed the grading of the assignment 3 for mathematics.
Mathematics is selected. Next, Investigation 3 is selected.
When scrolling down to the feedback section, Mwangaza will be able to see the following:
The grade that was awarded for the assignment,
the educator that was responsible for the grading,
and any feedback comments that was added by the educator.
Mwangaza is also able to download the assignment, which was graded, by selecting the document that was uploaded by the educator.
The document can be opened, and Mwangaza can see the grading that was done.
This part of the presentation will demonstrate the marks integration between the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System and the Edupac Enterprise Edition. When viewing the grade book for Mathematics Grade 8, in the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, and then specifically referring to Mwangaza, it can be seen that the grade for the investigation task was 45, and the final grade for the online quiz was 50.
The marks integration functionality between the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System and the Edupac Enterprise Edition will now demonstrate that the educator does not have to recapture any grades.
To demonstrate this, we will switch to a different browser with the Edupac Enterprise Edition. The marks assessments capture page was set up to be the home page.
We continue with the example for Grade 8 Mathematics.
The Edupac Enterprise Edition grade book looks the same as the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System grade book.
We now open Term 2. It can be seen no marks for assessments have been captured from Mwangaza.
To synchronize the grade book of the Edupac Enterprise Edition with the grade book of the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System, we make use of the Services menu option.
Select the LMS Export and Update option, and then select Update Marks.
Let's now go back to the Edupac Enterprise Edition grade book.
Select the Mathematics for Grade 8, and display the marks for Term 2.
When looking at Mwangaza, it can now be seen that the marks for the assignment and the quiz have been updated from the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.
The educator did not have to recapture any marks.
This concludes the presentation on the Edupac Moodle Learner Management System.